Hey, hello everyone, Jericho here. With the latest nerfs to Zekvir, well, I thought I'd finally give it a shot, take it out and then make a little video just to maybe help out anyone who's still trying to give this a go. No script for this video, just thought I'd give a little bit of commentary over my kill video here. We're doing this at about 618 eye level on Devastation. I'll put a build link in the description, I guess. Brann's at about level 39. And we're using the Light Touched Idol, the one that heals you when you use a personal, and the Amorphous Relic, the one that makes you bigger or smaller. At the end of the day, Phase 1 here, we're really just trying to manage these mechanics independently. You don't really need to do anything too crazy from a damage standpoint. Devastation isn't really struggling for damage to kill the webs or anything. We're really just trying to mostly stay close to the boss when we can, pick up these little healing things to manage the damage that we take from his melees, and really not worry too much about doing anything too fancy or too crazy. Here, what we're going to do is we're always kicking the Regenerating Carapace. That's the one mechanic that we're going to actually use our kick for, and we're going to let the spittle go through, generally speaking. Now, Brann does dispel this, but he doesn't dispel it every time, so as Devastation, what we kind of need to do is save our Deep Breath, and essentially clear every other one with Deep Breath like we do just here. Now we're going to kick the Regenerating again, which heals him for 10% in Phase 1, we don't want that to go off, and kind of rinse and repeat. So, really, just kind of dodging our fear here, trying to keep things going, and now we've actually hit Phase 2 at 60%. I'm just trying to get some free damage here on the boss. And I think I've got my cooldowns coming up pretty soon, at which point I send Lust Potion and just try and do as much damage as I can. I end up getting about a 430 kill, which means, you could technically save it for a third set. Certainly save it for the end if you're really feeling it, or if you have like a Spy Masters or something like that. I don't. In this last phase here, definitely we're still trying to stay pretty close to the boss to sort of dodge his frontals more easily. But he does power up his abilities here in the last phase. Yeah, these unending spikes, we're basically just respecting this mechanic, moving pretty well to stay out of those. Kicking the heal, which now does 25% in Phase 2, that's no good. This frontal now also spawns these portals that we're trying to dodge. Similarly, the Fear now has these 4 orbs that shoot out. You want to make sure you're dodging those as well. But really, as long as you're respecting these mechanics, you're pretty okay for the most part. What I did notice is if I somehow didn't have Deep Breath available and Brann wasn't healing me, then what I would ideally do is try and keep alive with Obsidian Scales, Renewing Blaze, and or a Healing Potion as best I can. Brann is very prone to dying in this last phase, especially on kind of Devastation. He just seems to fall over as Healing Brann. So having a plan for when you don't have the Dispel available is pretty important. And realistically, that's like the Spittle is really the only thing that should chunk you down, aside from maybe getting a couple of unlucky melee crits from the boss. We do a little cheeky rescue there on Brann just to put up a shield, but I don't think that was particularly useful or important in that exact moment. We're still kicking that heal, making sure we get out of this frontal, go deal with the cocoon. And we're nearing the end of the fight. Just got that Deep Breath out to clear the Spittle, of course. We've got our Unending Spines, we've got Hover going during that so that we can sort of deal damage on the move. Another Fear with the 4 orbs that we need to dodge. Now, Zekvir is dying, but also so is Brann. So we might be in a little bit of a tiny pickle here. We make sure we're out of that frontal. We're going to take this Spittle. We do get a cheeky little Dispel from Brann, which is very helpful. But unfortunately, Brann dies right after. But fortunately for us, we're about to win. So it's very good. We get our kick and finish him off. So yeah, this fight is definitely very, very doable. Post nerfs. At the end of the day, basically, we're respecting the mechanics. Try and stay close to the boss when you can. but hover is excellent. Just make sure you don't get caught out without hover charges.
It took a million years.
And ultimately, yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message, or we've got the Discord. Always a good place to hang out with some other chill people, and yeah, it's a good time. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Gotta love the
And until
rewards.
next time, have a good one.
Got 25 Valor Stones. Let's go. Screw you, Zekvir. Weird crab.